An oil tanker ran aground today off the nation's northernmost ice-free port, Valdez, Alaska.
One of the worst oil spills in US history brought American images of blackened beaches, dying wildlife, outrage, and betrayal.
The evidence is that the response was slow and inadequate.
Blame soon centered on the tanker captain.
It is now clear that the captain of the tanker, who was not on the bridge at the time of the accident, had been drinking.
But the accident also exposed inattention to oil industry safety and led to promises to repair the damage that had been done.
We will consider whatever it takes to keep you whole.
The Exxon Valdez was an oil tanker that caused a massive oil spill on March 24, 1989 in Prince William Sound, Alaska. Approximately 11 million gallons of crude oil were released when the tanker struck the reef, called Fly Reef. The spill had severe environmental consequences, impacting over 1,300 miles of coastline and causing significant harm to wildlife and ecosystems. It remains one of the most significant environmental disasters in history, leading to stricter regulations and practices for oil transportation and spill response. Overall, the only clear answer is that the main cause for this event could be the general incompetence of the crew. According to Amy's work, the National Transportation Safety Board eventually assigned most of the blame for the spill to Exxon, citing its incompetent and overworked crew. The board also faulted the US Coast Guard for an inadequate system of traffic regulation. However, there is one person who must be highlighted in the story. Introducing Captain Joseph Hazelwood, who was too drunk to operate the helm, and instead with a third mate cousin who was not taught to control the entire ship. Generally, this is an evident example of how unprofessionalism can affect millions of lives, even if there were no bad intentions behind them. March 23, 1989, the Exxon Valdez, an oil tanker owned by Exxon Shipping Company, loaded with 1.3 million barrels of crude oil, departed the Valdez Oil Terminal in Alaska's Prince William Sound en route to Long Beach, California. March 24, 1989, 12:04 a.m., Captain Joseph Hazelwood, who had drunk with alcohol earlier in the day, had over control of the tanker the third mate, Roy Cousins, before returning to his cabin. Cousins is not yet qualified to steer the ship through the narrow Valdez Narrows. March 24, 1989, 12:04 a.m. to 12:12 a.m. Third mate Cousins navigates the vessel through the Valdez Narrows but hands control back to Hazelwood after successfully passing the Narrows. March 24, 1989, 12:04 a.m. While navigating the vessel, Hazelwood makes a late comment to the helmsman, resulting in a hard turn to avoid icebergs. This maneuver causes the ship to strike Fly Reef, ripping open its hull and releasing approximately 11 million gallons of crude oil. March 24, 1989, 12:04 a.m. to 2 a.m. Attempts to contain the spill are made by deploying booms, but they prove ineffective due to rough weather conditions and gravity spread of oil. March 24, 27, 1989, the oil spreads over 1,300 miles of coastline, affecting the pristine habitat of Prince William Sound. Numerous marine animals such as sea otters, seals, bat eagles, and about 250,000 seabirds are killed as a result. March 1991, Exxon agrees to pay $1 billion in criminal and civil settlements, which includes $100 million fine and $900 million for the cleanup and restoration efforts. The company also faces lawsuits from thousands of individuals, businesses, and local governments affected by the spill. Well, I think you have already understood that such a huge, large-scale incident would have a lot of consequences. Mostly it affected to the economical, social, and environmental factors. So today, we are going to talk about them. Economic consequences, cleanup costs. The total cost of the cleanup efforts for the Exxon Valdez spill was estimated to be around $2.5 billion. Loss of fisheries. The herring fishery was valued at $20 million per year, collapsed after the spill. The salmon fishery, valued at $50 million per year, also suffered significant losses. Legal settlements. ExxonMobil Corporation paid over $1 billion in settlements, fines, and penalties related to the spill. This included compensations to affected individuals, businesses, and governments. Social consequences, health effects. Approximately 11,000 cleanup workers reported health issues, including respiratory problems, skin irritations, and neurological symptoms due to exposure to the spill oil and chemical dispersants. Disruption of indigenous communities. The spill disrupted the traditional lifestyles and subsistence activities of around 11,000 Alaskan natives who relied on the affected coastal resources for sustenance and cultural practices. Environmental consequences. Wildlife mortality. It is estimated that the spill resulted in the death of more than 250,000 seabirds, 2,800 sea otters, 300 harbor seals, 250 bald eagles, and numerous other marine animals. Habitat destruction. The spill affected approximately 1,300 miles of coastline, including beaches, marshes, and intertidal zones. Long-term contamination. Even after the cleanup efforts, around 16,000 kilos of oil still remain in the sediments of Prince William Sound. Summing up, I can say that the Exxon Valdez oil spill exemplifies the connection between human capability, development, sustainability, innovation, and evolution. The incident underscores the need to enhance human knowledge and skills to prevent such disasters. Achieving sustainability requires balancing environmental, economic, and social considerations. The spill prompted innovation in non-spill response technologies and techniques. It also triggered regulatory changes and a revolution in environmental consciousness and corporate responsibility. By learning from past mistakes, promoting sustainability, fostering innovation, and demanding accountability, we can work towards a more sustainable and bright future.